The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
So, to say something fun and exciting there, Attorney John Murphy.
I can't believe you just threw your wife under the bus for hurrying you so it made you lose your keys.
She's fun. She certainly lets me know my deficiencies.
You were probably aware anyway, yes.
Well, I was thinking that you know all those words for so many years of marriage, so you didn't have to look them up.
It was like the rant from Christmas Story when he didn't get the bonus. Was it one of those rants?
Whoa. Crazy. So, it's a new year. I don't know if things happen at this time of year with people and trusts and wills.
Well, yeah, a lot of people, what are we going to get done this year, or New Year's resolution? We got to get that estate planning done.
Right.
Especially coming off holidays. A lot of times kids have maybe seen some changes in their parents, and there's some encouragement to finally get something done, get something in place.
Right. And this time of year, like Tom was saying, maybe it's time people finally did something. Tell me about your workshop. I've been there a bunch of times. Are you still tell the same bad jokes, or has anything changed?
Well, I try to get new bad jokes.
Okay.
With the new year. Same bad jokes, same bad story. But the nice thing is the workshop changes every time, because we have different people with different perspectives in the audience asking questions from their perspective.
Okay, that's fair.
So it gets modified a little bit each time. And so for me, it's invigorating to apply what I know to, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole why you didn't get Aunt Susie's silver when she promised you that.
Right.
But it always gets a different dynamic. So everyone has a different dynamic. And, I have a general framework that I work from. I don't have a script.
Sure.
I know there's a workshop out there that goes about 2 hours and not allowed to ask questions.
Right.
Because the guy reads from a script.
Yes.
So I try not to do that. It's interactive. I get along pretty well with.
It's fun. I like it when people. I like when people interrupt you when I'm there. I find that very entertaining. They're like, excuse me, what about something? And you're like, we're going to talk about that. So it's hard to know. Do you talk about it? Do you answer the question then, or if it's the next slide, do you wait and talk about it? But the freedom to ask questions, that's a big deal. That's the culture of the whole organization, really, isn't it, for you?
Yeah, we're just friends sitting down and talking. I have a different knowledge base than you do. So I know about this stuff, but we're on a level. I don't say you can't ask me questions. I think a lot of attorneys do that because they're afraid that they maybe not be able to get the answer on their feet. I'm pretty decent at thinking on my feet,
right,
and putting things together. And when you were talking about that, it reminded me of one of the very first workshops we did together with the GE engineers.
It was awesome. So John's up there doing his thing. We're at the old Barbara Gallows actually over there.
Retired GE engineers,
and so they're all what you would expect. And they're sitting there, and John cracks a joke, and there wasn't even a whisper of a giggle. And I remember I'm in the back of the place. John looks at me, rolls his eye. He looks at me like, but different audiences are more engaging. So those engineers would ask different questions potentially than somebody that lives in Cicero that's retiring in the next few years.
Oh, certainly. They tend to be very technical in things, and it was a lunchtime thing, and here comes a lawyer talking about death, dying, and nursing homes. I mean, how exciting can that be?
Right.
So we have kids coming for their parents. They're worried about their parents. Mm-hmm. We have people coming whose loved one is going into a nursing home and they need to know what's going on.
Right.
We have people who their friends or neighbors just went through long-term care and they don't want to lose everything because they saw that happen.
Yep.
I was just meeting with clients yesterday, actually a longtime friend of my father's from when my father was in the insurance business. And the wife's husband, 61 years old, just had a massive stroke. And they have nothing in place.
Oh, no.
So people will say, well, I'll plan someday. And I always say, well, what if you don't make it to someday?
Right. Right. And then it puts it on the
work.
kids and all kinds of stuff. So the workshop's coming up here next Tuesday.
Yeah, and we got a new time in the morning.
So we've got, which is noon. I don't know if that's the morning, is it?
Technically the PM, probably, right? But for most people, it's still the morning.
So you got a 12 o'clock and a 4 o'clock.
Yes.
And people can register. They can go to the website, here on the weekend, safeharborwillsandtrust.com. That's easy to register there. They can also call, and you got people that'll take the registrations on the phone, even on the weekends or on Monday.
Yep.
370-9977. 370-9977. Really kind of a casual conversation. It is fun. If you can imagine a lawyer talking for a couple hours being fun, it is interesting. If you haven't done it, do it. Go out and ask John Murphy some questions. Bring a question he can't answer. Try, make it stump the lawyer or something.
Like the average fall in the Amazon basin, average rainfall in the Amazon basin, or something like that.
Something like that. All right, John Murphy, Safe Harbor Wills and Trust. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks.